I think we're human because we're makers. It's the definition of what we are. Fear of failure is really strangling innovation. I try things, I fail all the time. Not being afraid to learn and coming to terms with not being afraid to fail are the superpowers.
We are the Black Sheep. We seek artists who are frustrated, educators who have another way of doing things, entrepreneurs that nobody is listening to. You may be one yourself. We're hitting the great American road to unleash the stories of those building from the ground up, bettering their communities, and making an impact wherever they roam.
Oh, well, okay, like what is my purpose in the universe, or like why are we doing this thing here?
Let's start with your purpose in the universe.
Oh, interesting. I think that my purpose in the universe is to be a catalyst for change. Make people uncomfortable in a safe way. To challenge them to think differently about things.
She's awesome. I am so lucky to have met her, but our relationship started off with us hating one another. I was the annoying engineer going downstairs asking for data storage all the time.
I got designated as the person who had to always tell him to go away. And so I became the really annoying bitch downstairs.
We worked on a project together and realized that we had a lot of the same passions.
The two of us have the same goal. Getting in the way is a silly choice.
Live hard, love hard, play hard. That's our motto.
Kokomo, Indiana.
Kokomo grew on the natural gas boom in the 1800s. We sit on a huge pocket of natural gas. Grew into automotive and Haynes steel, and it was a boom for 3 or 4 generations. There was lots of invention, there was lots of creativity, there were machine shops, there was all kinds of stuff going on here. When we hit the economic crash, a bunch of that went away. When people stop benefiting from corporations making things, people don't eat, they can't make their mortgage, schools suffer, cities die. We're trying to prevent this city from dying.
We've contemplated picking up stakes and just moving someplace else. But then we said, well, why not change where we're at and make it better? Make it like the place we want to live.
I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. It's a genetic condition. All of my body parts can sometimes get involved. Things start falling apart. The one thing with Ehlers-Danlos is if you sit down and you just stop doing, it gets worse. The best thing to do is to find a way to keep moving and to keep going and not to push beyond your limits, which is a challenge for me. I'm the mother of 4 wonderful grown children, and I have 5 legal entities that I run jointly with my husband. So, welcome to Shack Makerspace. This is the world's tiniest restroom. So Shack is a work in progress. We've been officially open to the public in this space in September. Making brings people together. It crosses boundaries. One of my favorite things is to walk into the makerspace and seeing people across multiple generations working on something together. Our vision is to give those supports and structures to the community to come together to build Kokomo 2.0 so that 10 years from now, there are kids who have grown up here and they have skills and they can work all kinds of great jobs.
I didn't want to come back to Kokomo. This was one of those places where like, this is the last place I want to be. And to come back and see some of the cool things that are happening and things that she's facilitating and who she's working with to help support them to make it happen. It's like, oh, there is hope for this town.
Getting to know the Black Sheep organization, it's just like finding an extended family. We're gonna spend time building things together. We're gonna have dinners together, and we're gonna have conversation.
Kids in general just don't get told that they can do things.
Networks are what enable people. You're not always going to come up with the most brilliant idea all the time. Network and connection enable that to grow.
She needs people around her to be.
I never dreamed that Kokomo would rebound the way it has.
From the downtown like it was in 2006 to today is a night and day difference.
Just recently, our city redid this historic train depot, and that really helped inspire a lot of investment around here.
We're collaborating with local businesses and with farms.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
Oh,
Is that
aren't they pretty?
Looks like radish.
That idea of creativity and breaking rules and following your gut and building things that are pretty crazy, that hasn't been nurtured in a lot of communities. And so it's amazingly reassuring to come through and see a group that is doing just that.
I mean, think about the world that we could build if we all took 10% of our time and worked on building that vision. Thank you so much.
There's a principle in physics called superposition principle, right? Where waves add together, they amplify. I believe in that in communities where small ripples are formed when people touch one another, and it adds up to much larger waves, much larger amplitude. They're all louder. We can affect change.
Thank you for being our black sheep and leading us, and just the untiring effort that you put into not only the people around you, but our community.
We're a coin on the edge, right? It could come out heads or tails. If we think smart and we build and develop and grow capabilities in people and attract people with interesting businesses and ideas and diversify, we can continue to thrive.